Did you know that the recording was in progress?
Exactly.
I did. Man,
There's got to be a way we can mute that.
I pushed the. Trust me, I've hated it ever since they did it. Why can't you just let it go? But no. And to start it off properly, Denny's a dick.
Fair.
But it seemed fair to remind the world. And it's like, well, you can't do that. Like, why? Sooner or later, we'll get. Well, I'd love to interview him. Why? Because I would come out for all this shit. No, but then no one would ever come.
Wouldn't even go that far. I would just say, hey, you're an ignorant fool, right? Like the track, I want to hit you.
No one would. So then what? No one would ever want to come on your show again. Like, I doubt, but people would love me then.
I have a high feeling that would not be the case.
I go and cuss out Denny in front of the world. What? There would be thousands of people.
I'll tell you right now,
that would love me.
Elliot would become your friend.
Hey, I met the guy. He was a nice dude.
He liked to party too.
By the way, people, I did it properly. I waited until he was done checking in at the hotel. So it was just weird that he was even there in the first place, but that's besides the point. Because, they're qualifying in Alabama the next day, but there he is in Concord, North Carolina, checking in the hotel. I'm like, yeah, we fly out in the morning. Yeah. Okay, makes sense now. What are you doing here? Aren't you guys qualifying in T-minus, I don't know, 20 hours? Oh, yeah, what?
Not even. If it was at night, it would have probably been like a 16-hour period, if that.
Oh, it was 4 or so in the afternoon. So, I mean, I gave him some
I would have done the same thing. I would have waited till he checked in and said, hey, not complain that I'm seeing you or anything like that. And I appreciate the opportunity to see you, but aren't you supposed to be in just a short period of time?
Alabama?
Running a race car? You probably should be there.
Like, so your car beat you to Alabama by like a day or two? That's cool. But
I thought that only happened in that movie.
I was completely courteous. And I walked up and said, can I be a dick and get a picture? End quote. Everyone's like, Jesus Christ, Jesse. Well, at least I'm honest. But he's trying to check in, get in and out, and get into his motherfucking hotel room as fast as humanly possible so he doesn't get mobbed by people driving his, you could tell it's not his daily driver. That's his incognito car. And he parks there so no one even fucking thinks anything of it. And there I was holding him up. So at least I was honest. But can I be a dick and get a picture? Like, it was the best quote I could think of at the time. At least I was honest. He appreciated the honesty. There was laughter. But anyway, get into all that stuff that we couldn't see. And you have the papers now. You know how this is going. Ready to go.
All right. So from last week, Friday till yesterday, we had the Pintys race.
Good old Canadians.
Wrong sheet. Anyways, moving on. Top 3 was Kevin LaCroix, Andrew Ranger, and LP Domulon.
There you
go. They did really good. They were also the only 3 to receive points as far as like playoff points went. 20, I think it was actually, I said right here. Out of the 25 cars that were on the track, 20 of them finished on the lead lap, which I thought was 20 of them finished without complications. So, there was a couple of them that were short, but anyways, moving on. They had a pretty good race. It was tight. The margin of victory was only 0.385. Not very far. Trying to think, what is it on here? The Rex. Please tell me to put the Rex on this list. Oh, of course not. I knew I should have looked them up. Can't remember that guy's name. There was a good crash. I'm just gonna put that way. Let's just say America is not the only ones that has problems with rear ends.
Well, I mean, but look what name is at the front of that Pintys Series.
Okay. Starts with an N. Just leave it there. Anyway.
Ends with R.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on from there. MotoCross, we had, hold up here. I'll pull that list back up.
Oh, I went over that all.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Disregard.
Mondays. Oh, sorry.
And you
This
went
week,
over
this week
AFT?
it was Tuesday.
Did you go over flat track?
No, I did not.
Gotcha. Okay, moving on.
It didn't show up at all. Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks, Dix.
sorry.
Well, I know you get your I know it's there. No way I'm sure it's gonna air this week randomly, even though there's a race on Saturday, but
I mean, you and I've had that conversation.
it'll randomly show up on my DVR.
Yeah.
And I'll be confused.
All right, here we go. Going into American Flat Track, top 5, we had Briar Bauman. Second was Jared Vanderkoy. Third was Jared Meese. Fourth was Dallas Daniels. And fifth was Brandon Robinson. Just want to point out the fact that 4 of the top 5 were on Indians. Good thought.
Fine motorcycles.
Out of the top 5, 4 of them. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. Margin of victory, though, was 2.156. I mean,
so he was gone.
Yeah. Towards the end of the races, if there's a car that's doing really good and stays in the top 3 the whole race, if that guy gets in front towards the end of the race, for some reason, they usually just start really soaking it out there. Really getting away from.
So it's like how Eli is over in motocross. Like he's right there. He's right there. He gets the lead. Well, bye-bye.
Exactly. No different than that right there. Moving on from that one, going into, did you go over mods already? Okay. All right, moving on to the modified.
One about how much their coverage sucks. Went over that.
That's I mean, I'm not gonna say anything too negative because then, well, certain people complain. Anyways, I'll just shut up now and leave that there.
Fuck them kids.
It was a good race. Matt Kimball was definitely on the struggle bus. Just want to put that out there. He was involved in 2 of the 4 incidents throughout that race. 2 of them were spins, 2 were wrecks. He was 1 spin, 1 wreck. Other than that, it was a good race. The top, I think it was like the top 6 or 7 guys were really tight throughout the whole race. And then it was good racing. I liked it.
Yeah, the only takeaway I got from it was, again, Corey LaJoie posted on the social media that he got all the way up to like 4th. And then during pit stops at 10 to go, he dropped all the way back to 13th and got back up to 9th. Like that was my takeaway was, Corey LaJoie, damn, it was a good car, but yeah, there's always a but. Welcome to the career of Corey LaJoie. It was great, but something stupid happened. That team's getting better. That team's getting better though. So in the Cup side, like he's getting better. So I have faith.
Definitely.
Anyway,
yeah, back to the modifieds. So top 5 was Anthony Nasilia. Second was Kyle Buss. Man, what's so weird? Bussenior. And third was Pat Emmerling. Fourth was Eric Goodale. And fifth was John McKennedy. Sorry, the screen is messing with my eyes. Getting colors. Anywho, yeah.
Jesus.
I'm giving up here. Anywho, there was a couple spins, a couple wrecks that were really nice though. I liked it, and honestly, out of all the races I watched last weekend, I think the modified races was honestly the best, consistent. It was entertaining, but it was competitive, and it wasn't like they were out there intentionally trying to wreck each other and driving like idiots, like some people we know.
Hey, some people just can't help themselves. Okay.
Yeah. But with that being said, though, what's his name?
Bob Saget.
Silk and Corey LaJoie were doing good in most of that race. They just
fortunate.
It's misfortunes come along in that race. Exactly, Steve. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also a shout out in that race to Austin Beers and Brown. Both of them. Not Brown. Bobby, that's his name. They were good. Oh, sorry, Bobby Santos the third. Bobby Santos. Yep. Anyways, moving on from there. We are going to the SRX series, which I'm sure you probably already went over.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna get some of your thoughts on that when the time comes after we're done.
Don't care what anyone says. Schrader is still a very, very skilled driver, and he proves my point. Every time I see him drive on TV, he proves what I know off of like the
starts were unparalleled to me. Sorry, except for Tony. Like him and Tony are a whole nother like strategy. Like that it was time to go. Well, they made sure they went. They went real quick, fast, and in a hurry. They were gone. They were like ready to go, like 6 car lengths ahead, like in 12
most feet. Definitely.
But we'll get to that.
But there was a lot of hard racing that night. And we can't not talk about the SRX and say, look, Hailie Deegan had a good night there. It just goes to show that what she learns from her dad has come over to her racing career on the car side of it because, well, we know where he likes to race.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't as good as her podium last year, but she was in the top 6 all night until she wasn't in the top 6, and then she still got it back to I think 9th. Memory serves me right. So she still had to pass people in that very short amount of time.
Really good.
By the time they came back, they were in the last 10 laps. Like so, she had when they wasted 3 hours. We'll get into that. Carry on.
If they would have had the opportunity to go, I would say 8 to 10 more laps. I don't necessarily think the outcome would have been near what it was.
Oh, the top 3 would have been the same though. Kenny wasn't getting by, dude. Like Kenny tried, but that top 3 would have been the same. No offense to Ken Schrader, but Tony was gone in his own league. Marco was, up there, and Kenny was going high, low, everywhere in between, trying to get around him and couldn't do it. So I love Ken Schrader to death, but he wasn't getting by him. That's just out of due love. I love the man to death. I respect everything he's done for the racing world and his dirt career, but I watched the race. He was not. It was like when Newman got the lead a few weeks ago. We're like, oh, this is over. Am I? You're not getting by him. But we'll get into, some more of that SRX stuff once you get done with all the other racing. And don't forget, then you have to tell us everything that happens coming up this weekend that none of us can see. Like, busy man. Well, you're going to have a long 10 minutes. I'm just going to sit here and drink Monster.
You're good.
And write down stuff that I forgot.
I presume you already went over the E racing from last week, the Formula E.
Yeah, I got them. By the way, whoever the hell at CBS Sports, the powers that be, decided, well, that's it. So when the race wasn't over, they just go online, figure out what happened. Bye. Like, that's the best coverage you can give them.
Yeah.
Again, you might look in the descriptions and see us talk about TV, contracts a lot. That's because a lot of people get out of them. A lot.
Yeah, it definitely. I'll be honest, when I was younger as a kid, before I knew more of like the inner workings of larger sanction racing, before I understood that well, I used to think that it was bias. I used to think NASCAR got what they want and nobody else did. But now I don't even think that. I just think it's TV people who are in charge of that and whoever run it, however that goes. I don't know the structure and the ranking orders, but the way they choose things, pretty messed up.
No, the way it's just really.
If I was in the ARCA series, I'd be very frustrated if I was a car owner in the ARCA series.
Yes.
And if I was a sponsor of a car in the ARCA series, I'd be very frustrated.
Oh yeah, I had a whole entire. I went off on a tirade. I mean, It is what it is. At least Van Dorn had a good points day and his back up top. So you know what, Stoffel, you go get them. Damn it. But the whining of those, like Jesus Christ, what?
I didn't really have much to say on the Indy Series from last weekend.
There's a lot of, teammates seem to hate each other again for a little bit there, and Jimmy was terrible again. Like Jimmy has regressed. Like I said, I hope it's like, the sophomore slump, because we see people come up and they're woo, then they get to that second year and it's like, ooh. He had his really highest of highs. He got Texas. He did phenomenal. He did good at the beginning of Indy, and then I don't practice and qualifying. I don't know what the hell happened in between qualifying and since then, but his brain has been. I want to see him come back for one more year just to see if it is some kind of thing. I don't know, but it's just he started off the season on tracks. He wasn't running the best, but he still looked better and was running better pace than he did the first year. Now everything seems to just be a giant step backwards. That's all I'm gonna say about. That's all I gotta say about that.
Moving on. Snap.
If you don't like Forrest Gump, you're wrong.
If you don't like Forrest Gump, I'm confused on how you got onto this channel.
If you don't like Forrest Gump, get off of my planet. Knock it off of my show. Knock it out of my Knock it out of my country, but get off of my planet.
Exactly.
Why did
NHRA?
Why did you put that weapon together so fast? Because you told me to, drill sergeant. Jesus. Oh God, I'm gonna have to go watch that after this. Oh no, I can't. They're at Pocono. I'm not missing a practice or anything this week, and I'm excited. But carry on before I get going. When
You're good.
I'm ready.
We'll get there. We'll get to that. Yeah, overall winners. I'm just gonna go class by class. We had junior dragsters with Taylor McGregor, top dragster with Chandler Thyssen, top sportsman with Dave Scott, super gas with Chris Whitfield, super comp with Marty Simpson, stock eliminator with John Breimer, super stock with John Wooderstick. I always mess up.
Sorry.
Here we go again. I apologize, my friend. Anywho, pro stock motorcycle, we had Matt Smith.
No, we don't got to do that. I already went over all that. I actually watched all the NHRA stuff. How about that?
Well, there's 3 more, and then you tell me that.
Well, I mean, you were going. I didn't know. Well, I didn't get to I didn't go through the first ones. Once you get to pro stock, once you get to the last 4, I did get to see that because they aired all that. I didn't look up the other ones because why? But shout out. I must say, as we're all over the place, it was nothing made me feel better because I didn't get to watch it until Monday. The recording there, whenever I got that, I did the show Tuesday, so it had to be Monday.
You record just the race, or do you record everything?
Oh, everything. I had I watched qualify, everything that comes across, it was there. But nothing made me happier over the weekend, besides Denny being a dick. But every time I see him sad, it makes me smile. Always have, but to see the look, to see that kind of happiness on Smoke's face. I'm sorry, but we all know Smoke, when he was standing there watching, seeing him that happy and pride, and his wife, his not only his team getting their first win, seeing the look on his face because his wife won, just to see actual pure, normally he won, he wins the race or he's not smiling, just to see him smiling for someone else, and just that was real happiness on that man's face, and you don't get to see it very often. So you know what? Shout out to Smoke. It was good to see you look like a human being. We don't get to see that ever. Normally, you're just kind of known for being a dick. So
I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, and look at all of it though. I got to give. Stuart Haas, they're getting their stuff together. Riley Herbst has been on a tear, his best year ever.
It's on my list.
No, he's on a tear though, doing good. So I'm going to be like a NASCAR driver. Tony Stewart Racing now in the NHRA got a first win finally. The Haas guys in F1, both for scoring points. Mick finally got 2 in a row, getting good finishes. Stewart in general, like all the racing stuff across all of that. I know he's not making his dragsters at Stewart Haas, I think, obviously, but all of them as a whole between Tony and like they've gotten all that stuff, like it's going in the right direction. And I'm happy about that. And if Tony's happy, we should all be happy. Because don't you know, ask Ernie Francis Jr. about Tony Stewart. If I remember correctly, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, he yoked him by his collar, would not let him go, and was telling him the business at an SRX. Like, that's the Tony we all remember. Or this. Walking.
Yep.
Thanks, Smoke. Thank you. Well, beat his ass. Yep. Well, yeah. But yeah, good racing. And they're back to normal this week. I really wanted to watch that one. The NHRA stuff after all the side, but because it was the Mile High Nationals, there isn't as much oxygen. So they had to, play scientists for a week and really, get fuel stuff up and different, combustion rates because there's less oxygen, like just to see them have to play the game. I appreciate seeing everything that has to go in to get that big of a motor, doing all that power to not explode because of everything they have to mess with for there being less oxygen to keep everything going. I like to make sure I watch the Mile High Nationals because that right there, those are some engine builders right there. And then they put everything back together in between the races like nothing happened. That quick, which is even more impressive.
Sorry, I just had a couple of thoughts that came in the head. Keep going.
Oh, I think it, yeah. Those guys are swapping out all those, pistons and everything that they're blowing out. They're changing all that out quicker than we got a tire off the rim in Iraq. And granted, if OSHA was around in Iraq, holy fuck. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had a tanker bar in the thing. And we ran it over with an up-armored Humvee and hoped as we're bouncing up and down, praying to God that, doing one of these while standing on all of it, hoping that we popped the bead. Like, they changed those motors over and all that quicker than we did that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Things that should have killed us.
Most definitely.
Tanker bars, up armored Humvees, and us standing 2 feet away from the thing coming on. Looking down at our feet, hoping that nothing bad happens. And guess what, people? That didn't even pop some of the beads sometimes. Yeah, it was good to see it. I just enjoy it. They're back to normal now, so I mean, I'm going to watch it, but it's not going to be as exciting because, again, there's not as much mad scientist involved in it. This is just straight go from now on. So.
Oh, and just to round up and finish off NHRA, it was good to see a race back in Colorado. I like that particular track.
Yeah, I like it. It's just, again, I like it because of the science involved. Because again, way, 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 way less oxygen to fuel everything, which means they got to tweak everything. But to get it to go without completely blowing up is, even though if you watch the thing, I mean, there were lots of things blowing up. There's white smoke blowing everywhere. But guess what? They fixed everything up in 15 minutes and, well, they were on their way, to include Tony's wife, who literally, but they were still working out, jumped in the thing back in their stall back there as they pushed her back, us out onto the strip. What, like go, go, go. Oh, I like it though. They're at Sonoma. Now they're back. Next race is at Sonoma. So it's back down to normal territory for elevation and all that for the rest of the year. But again, it's good to see that many different people winning races, I guess, is really that many teams in there. And all the little guys that they were throwing said, oh my God. I did like the last when she won though. They're like, this guy's a shoe-in. What? Look at the speed he's had all day. Yeah, then it comes to that race and he's like 3 years behind her. Like, it's a shoe-in, it's over. Yeah. Not till Tony says it's over. Not today, Satan. Carry on.
Alrighty. One that you guys probably didn't watch that I did is this is my last one for last week, is Silver Crown.
Nope, didn't get to see that.
There's not another race till next month for them. Actually, yeah, carrying on. We have, for that race, it was at Winchester Speedway in Indiana. Winchester, Indiana, obviously. Sorry, I didn't put that out there.
That's okay.
Sorry, I look at it like this. If you know USAC, I don't have to really say the name of the town's use. I just say the track.
Say the name of the track, people get it.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that statement, we had our half-mile track. The top 5 was Cody Swanson, Logan Seavey, Taylor Ferns, CJ Leary, and Brian Tyler. Silver Crown points after that race. The top 3 was Cody Swanson, Logan Seavey, and CJ Leary. And yes, there's a couple names I just said that we normally talk about from the other series on here. Anyways.
I say the more cars you can get in, the better you are.
Oh,
Better off you, especially in all, even if whether it's asphalt, dirt, any, like the more you track time you get, no matter what it is, the better off you are.
Hands down.
Especially as every track surface is technically different. I mean, it's all made up. Nothing's exactly the same. So you got to figure out, how to react. It's a good thing. Carry on.
I just wanted to say that they had a hard charger award and a fast qualifier and the fastest driver for hot laps awards. Cody Swanson took the fastest driver for hot laps, and he took the fast qualifier award. And then hard charger award went to CJ Leary for coming from 19th to 4th. I thought I should touch up on that. Next race is August 6th at Toledo Speedway, obviously in Toledo, Ohio. That's going to be another half-mile track paved. Here's your name, Ski. This is one of your favorites.
Bacon.
Himmelgram, Racing, Super, Fitness, Raleigh, Beal, Classic 100, fueled by Marco's Pizza. My head hurts after that.
That's a sentence. Imagine trying to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't put t-shirts together. I would not do that when I just say, hey, here you go, August 6th, Toledo Speedway.
Done.
Sorry. Couple other things I just didn't talk about. I figure I should say on that note is last weekend, the Xfinity race. What a wreck fest.
It just kept going. That's a bad thing. Like, I mean, it went, and then when it got bad,
it got bad.
So that's Jeb. I'll tell you all about it. That was.
Where was my note? There we go.
Lost my spot. The cup racing sucked. No offense.
Before I go to Cup, I got my own personal thoughts on that. Oof. Cup. Before I go to Cup, Barry was pretty good. I thought. Wanted to give a shout out to him. Well, he was a passing sumbitch till he had some misfortunate events. And also a shout out to AJ. Oh my man.
I mean, he did wall the hell out of Alex LeBay, though. I mean, he kept dude.
Well, they were both kind of.
Hey, AJ came right up into him. Why didn't you tell me he was there? And there he is yelling at a spotter like, I didn't clear you. There we go.
Somebody was there.
Like what? I didn't clear you.
Yeah, that was an argument that did not need.
Why didn't you tell me he was there? Like, what? I told you, but told you he was there going into 3. But and I didn't clear you. So yeah, and he was actually having a fairly decent race, LeBay, until AJ made sure that stopped coming out of 4. I thought the racing sucked there, personally, compared to the first races.
I was just saying, I was shocked how much Barry passed.
I mean, he had a fast car. I mean, Jesus Christ, he hit the wall.
He had to come back a couple times.
He hit the wall twice and qualified. Still got the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I thought the racing was a step back compared to the first race. I thought it was a terrible weekend. It, like all the lead changes and everything we saw the first time around, like this. Those races sucked. And thank you to NBC for having to have a commercial every 6 seconds. Don't worry, I recorded that one. This much space, but there shouldn't be another commercial break every that far of racing. We should it shouldn't be in 4-minute increments where we have to see a commercial. Yeah, I get it during pit stop sequences under caution, but I mean there's literally a caution every 4 to 6 minutes. A commercial, whatever. The other C word that I hate: cautions and commercials. God, that was terrible. They need to figure that out because that racing absolutely sucked. How about they should have taken that race away, a second Atlanta race, and put the Chicago street course then instead of taking away Road America, which is a pile of dog shit. That's another day and another rage. Yeah,
I'll say it. Good job, Bell. You gotta win.
Hey, he's a good racer. I mean,
I knew I like him, but good job. You gotta win. Gotta give it to him.
Hold on. Who was it that said that was going to happen? Can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah. It was me. And who said watch out for Austin Hill for the Xfinity? That was me, but I had a good weekend.
I will say though, Harvick was getting better.
He's getting better.
Cars are getting more dialed in.
And we were right for the IndyCar race. I mean, Colton was up there, and then Scott Dixon ended up getting him. That was a pit thing. I mean, if Colton didn't get blocked into his pit.
Well, I knew Dixon.
Yeah, but if Colton didn't get blocked in, we had to, because there's someone that pit right in front of him. As he was like, if he didn't have to take that extra second, he would have came out in front of Scott, and then they would have just reversed. But both of them were driving phenomenally.
Oh yeah.
So, those two had they were running good. Everyone else, no offense to them. But,
Also, I feel like it's necessary that I point these two next topics out. Bubba Wallace is better this year than he has been. I'll give him that. I think if they put half as much effort as they do into his car and to Kurt's car, he would never be as good as Kurt at any race.
Excellent. Here's the problem. Kurt doesn't need them to put that much effort into his car. Kurt,
I know, but that's why I'm just pointing it out though.
Kurt proved when he was driving like that, 51, whatever the hell that car was for the team that's no longer anywhere. Can we go see what she's losing her mind about, honey?
Was that the 51 or the 54?
I don't remember.
Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
You just have one just one simple, peaceful, easy can we just headbutt her?
And I only have one more note from last weekend's race, and this one you probably already said it, but I feel it's necessary that I point this out. Last year's race at this track, Matty D finished 11th. This year, this race, Harrison Burton finished 26th.
Of course. Why wouldn't Mays Exterminating show up to do the yearly thing without calling or even giving me a time and show up at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah. So just wanted to point that out for you. And that's just another way of me saying, hey, Wood Brothers, you're probably regretting your choices. Matty D's probably soaking it up though, going, man, knew this was gonna happen.
Well, like most things, I just can't you show up at 9:08 without who the hell shows up at someone's house at 9 o'clock in the morning without telling them, please, for the love of God, shut the dog up. It's not that hard. But yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to this weekend, including Daisy shutting up. Please don't open this door. If you open this door and come in here, but you will meet the beast. But it should be a good one this weekend. Lots of good stuff coming up. I mean, everyone's racing. They've got the season finale for SRX. We got F1 doing their France thing. MotoCross, American Flat Track. We're back home at Pocono. The ARCA race is actually going to be televised. I mean, lots of stuff going on. Yeah, this weekend to be excited about. Again, we get to see Blaney versus Blaney. Thank God that their race this weekend is so close to Pocono. So we get to see Blaney versus Blaney and it works out. Yeah, thank God for that, because that would have absolutely sucked if we had to lose that. You get to see Blaney versus Blaney and Chase. I feel really bad for everyone in the SRX race when we get to it, like I really do, because that's pretty much a cup field. with a few other guys.
Yeah.
Basically, at this point, this weekend, lots of it, but lots of people are off. The AMSOIL Off Road off till the 30th, 31st. Finally, at a place that you can pronounce without having to think about it, Dirt City Motorplex. Even though if you look at the notes, I wrote Morotplex. Didn't even notice that until now. But Helena, Wisconsin, the ARCA Menards East is off until August 28th, still at the Milwaukee Mile. The West Series is off until my birthday. Make sure you guys televise it, at least make it worth it for me. For the Napa Auto Parts, ARCA West 150. At least that one's easy enough to put together. Put that logo in like that one. Mouthful, be figure. American Flat Tracks off until the 30th. And Peoria, Illinois, at the Peoria Motorcycle Club. MotoAmerica SuperBike is off until the 29th through the 31st. For the MotoAmerica SuperBikes at Minnesota, you could have just not given it a name if that's what you're going to call it, but that's another story. The Brainerd International Raceway. And then we finally get to people that are going through, actually giving us the time of day and doing this weird thing called racing. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people taking breaks. And I get it. I'm not trying to be a dick, even though I am one. Unless we're talking about Denny Hamlin. Then I'm 1,000% trying to be a terrible person. But lots of it. Thank you, though. AMA Lucas Oil Motocross. I'm not going to get to see it, but Saturday on MAV TV on Flow Racing at the Washougal National in Washougal, Washington. And if I didn't butcher that, I deserve an award because, dear God, why do people have to name things and what is with the Midwest and you people
it's Washougal.
All right, well, I got it right. It was you guys from Michigan over. You just start looking at the names going.
Well, I know half the names in our state. Let me rephrase that. Half the town names north of Mount Pleasant. Half those names are Indian names.
So well, I know it's just but look at the racetrack and that we went through with the off-road championship, and there was just that. It was this, do we have to put 9 where you have to stop and look at it and go, does that even say, you people could, I get some Indian name like that, but that one, that's just you being a terrible person. Whoever named that, let's find the most obnoxious thing we can. Yay. But Indy Lights are racing this weekend, Saturday at Iowa Speedway on Peacock IndyCar Live, Sirius XM and IndyCar Radio, along with their big brothers, the NTT IndyCar Series. For the high vdeals.com 250 4 p.m. on NBC Sirius XM and IndyCar Radio. Not really. There were some surprises, I guess, in there from last year, but Helio winning, nothing shocker. Alex Palou second, nothing shocking there. Pagenaud getting third. The way we've seen his name, a little bit, but not anything. Newgarden was 12th. That was weird. Herta back there in 16th. Again, we know he's a street course guy, which is why him in F1 would make sense. But 16th there. Dixon back in 17th was weird. McLaughlin back in 20th is weird, and Will Power all the way back in 30th is also, it's unexpected. They should run better, especially Will Power, because he just runs good everywhere. Again, dumb stuff happened, but most of them were on the lead lap, which is why, I think there's only 3 or 4 cars that were down a lap. So it was really just weird. I know pit strategy and all kinds of stuff, but to see them down there, that kind of caught me off guard slightly. But I think it's going to be much of the same. Helio Castroneves, Alex Palou, Joseph Newgarden will be up there. Scott Dixon, Will Power, Scott McLaughlin. They'll be up, see how good they all run, see if, Colton can do. Because, again, we all know he's a road guy. He's not a big oval guy. He's a road guy. So
it happens.
I think it'll be a good race, though. I'm not a big fan of Iowa, but that's just because for some reason they're sim racing. I don't know. It took me way too long to figure it out. Granted, I drive like a bat out of hell. So, make it as turn it loose as much as humanly possible. And I
loose.
still.
How do you want it? Loose. To feel like it's slipping on grease.
Put the wrench in the back window. Just do this. Just crank it all the way down. Don't put any tightness in it. That being said, I still like some of the racing there. I haven't seen the IndyCar race there physically, but I've seen all the other NASCAR series go through there. I just know those guys are going to hit some crazy speeds on that little bitty track. And Jimmy, it's an oval. Go back to like when you were at Texas and you were scaring the whole world up there, getting running up front the whole time. Up front in the top 5, 10 all day. Yeah, do that again instead of the Jimmy we've seen the last couple weeks. That's all I ask for.
Right.
I don't ask for much. Just give me that. F1, that one I'm excited about. Lenovo GP de France 2022. That would be the Lenovo Grand Prix of France for those of us that, don't sprechen the day. That's Sunday at 9 a.m. So now we're starting to get to those. You have to your zombie mode by the time they come on, but I'm excited about it. I just want to see what everyone can do to stop Max. But last year, Max won, shocker. Lewis Hamilton second, Sergio Perez third, Valtteri Bottas fourth, Lando Norris was fifth, Daniel Ricciardo sixth, Pierre Gasly seventh, Fernando Alonso eighth, Sebastian Vettel ninth, and Lance Stroll was 10th. Again, Carlos Sainz 11th, George Russell was 12th, driving for Williams. Charles Leclerc was 16th, Mick was 19th, then his former teammate Mazepin was 20th for the Haas cars, so they rounded out the back end of the field. It kind of sucked, but Mazepin kind of he got in there because of money, not because of driving ability, because Kevin Magnussen came back and got him more points in one race than Mazepin got them in years of racing. They never should have got rid of Kevin in the first place. Just me personally thought it was a dumb move on their part, and they're looking much better this year. But again, see if anyone can catch Max. That's really, you saw what I wrote. Max. They didn't even say Red Bulls. Max. See what anyone can do to stop him. See what George Russell does. Again, different, better equipment, so he should run better. The Ferraris were both, I'm sorry, no points last year. That's just terrible. That's unacceptable in the world of Ferrari. So see if they do better. And really, I just want to see the how if the McLarens can run good again. Yes, but see what those Haas guys do. Mick got his first points, and they're both up there in the top 10 again. He had his best finish last race out of 6th. See what they can keep doing. Because I think them, getting better obviously is good, but them getting up there in top 6, that's a big jump from where they have been. And it could be a lot if he got his first points. So now the pressure's off, and look at him go now, or they could turn around and suck this weekend. I hope they don't. But I think them getting good would be better for the sport. Obviously, everyone getting better is good for the sport. And if you don't watch it and hope that Mick Schumacher does good, why are you watching? His dad might have been an aggressive bastard, might have done some things where you're sitting there going, but
the
man, there's a reason he's still the GOAT. He came through and said, watch this. He did not.
He was skilled too, though. He
had great. Just look what he was like when he won his first championships. Look at the equipment he was in, and he was out there smoking them in that. And something that should and then he went and he fixed Ferrari when Ferrari was really down. He had years of just garbage until when he turned it around, get the out of his way, because he was coming. And then he started out. He also came back out of retirement, I believe, to drive for the first year of the Mercedes AMG Petronas with Lewis as his teammate. If I remember correctly, he was there that first year.
I believe so.
Yeah. But
I believe you're correct.
I think it'll be a good race. Again, I want to see what the Mercedes do, because they actually look better. Finally they're both up. Lewis has looked better. George had some bad luck, but at least Lewis is doing looking competitive again, and even them being competitive for podiums, because Lewis was nowhere near that at the beginning of the season. So hopefully they keep getting better. But Ferrari said they came out with new stuff as well, modifications. So to help them out. So I want to see what that does to their cars, and if anyone can stop Max, because I'm pretty sure you can give everyone rocket ships. You could put that car that they sent in the Fast and Furious, allegedly they sent a Fiero to outer space. You could give them that, and Max is kind of like Newman. What? Try to get by me, and I'll kill you to get around you, and then you're not getting by me.
Yeah.
Except I like
pretty much that. I mean, that's a very detailed description, but accurate.
Hey, I'm here for the words, man. Now that you know, Daisy made a special, who the hell shows up at someone's house at 9:00 in the morning without even telling, like, your appointment's on the 22nd. Like, we'll call beforehand. Well, I hate to break to you, I was sitting here with Walter. It's about 8:15.
Well, it's that yesterday during the day, you and I were on the phone for a while because we weren't going over this. We were going
no, yeah, no warning at all. Nice of them. We're talking about bunny rabbits and terrorist children, hurling them. Sorry, dropping them because they scratched them. That's what we were talking about yesterday. But hey, crazy kids, you got one. I think it'll be a good one. Also, they have Formula 2, the Porsche Mobil 1 SuperCup, which I mean, it's not going to be on TV, but I'm intrigued. And the W Series again running. And I like the racing for being, again, no one even knows it's a thing, but all women, like, at least they gave them the initiative, and the cars are actually competitive. Like, so I'm okay with them having their own thing there to try to, because it gives them experience, like the whole thing to build up experience so they can move up to the bigger ones. In my opinion, that's the way I see it. It's not putting them in the like that, because look how many times it hasn't worked when we just stick them in some woman into some series, like ready, steady, go.
Right.
They throw just a lot of them right in there, go, and it doesn't work. So I'm okay with the W Series and all that personally. Don't know about you. I'm sure you're okay with it. I think it's just a good building block for moving up in the rest of the FIA series, whether it's 3, 2, or 1. That'd be formula, in case anyone. FIA is the sanctioning body of idiots. Sorry, I really don't like most sanctioning bodies.
Forgot. Did we mention NASCAR E?
I was going to wrap that when we got up.
Okay, carry
on. Don't worry, I wrote down a lot about it, but you went rolling right into like, that's how I feel about last weekend. So all opening thoughts were already gone, and well, now we can wrap it up at the end. I'm excited about that too, as long as they do it right. Like, I'm pretty sure there's this building block that everyone saw. It's this thing that Tony Stewart's doing. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Oh, the SRX Series. Limited amount of cars, only make them run a certain amount of races. Don't overly do it and stupid, and they should be okay. But we will get to that. Now we get to the fun part. I know I don't sound excited, but well, it's 9:30. I just had to spend $170 for a guy to walk around my house for 13 seconds, tell me I don't have termites. Congratulations, jackass. I could have told you that. And at that rate, what's $150 something like for 5 minutes? Like at an hourly rate? Like, no, bro. But ARCA Menards Series General Tire delivers 200. They even got a word delivers thrown in there. It's not just the general tire like it always is. I do want to know how their race is longer than the Truck Series race, but that's another argument for another day. Friday, today, 6:30 p.m. They said it's going to be on, like they said it was going to be on Fox. That's all it said next to it. I don't know how true anything is, but that was the last thing that they told me. Don't get mad if it's not there. It's allegedly going to, but on FS1 and the Fox Sports app. We shall see how truthful they are. They have told us lies before. They're very good at it. Why I have the crazy hands right now, like my Italian is showing, I don't know. But I'm excited for it. Again, Fox Sports app, MRN. I'm always okay with MRN. Those are the guys that we used to hear Pocono up doing the broadcast. So we'd hear that radio broadcast through the speakers. Good times. That's what I grew up on. I can remember. SiriusXM, ARCARacing.com. 2021 results. Corey Heim won. Again, shocker. Another big shocker. Ty Gibbs was second. I know. Mind altering. They were up there. Drew Dollar was third. I just keep surprising myself. Nick Sanchez fourth. Good to see Thad Moffitt get a top 5. Kyle Sieg got a 6th. Personally, I think Kyle Sieg should just still be in the ARCA Series and only the ARCA Series, because him running in the Xfinity Series is dumb. Like, when it gets to the point where Ryan and him switched numbers and rides because of the point situation, and Ryan had to drive his brother's car just so they stayed in a certain points position, so they were guaranteed to race. Like, maybe he shouldn't be in the series if you guys are doing that in mid-season. That's kind of a bad sign, but who am I? I don't pay I don't pay anyone's bills except my own. Andy Jankowiak 7th, Jade Buford 8th, Sean Corr 9th, Ryan Huff 10th. For some reason, I saw Ryan Huff, and the first thing I thought of was Huffman because his first name was Ryan.
Fair enough.
Made me smile. Chandler Smith was 12th, Sam Ayer 22nd out of 25, and Brandon Jones is going to be in the race again. And it's going to be amazing when no one makes a big deal about it. It's funny when he goes down to the ARCA Series and slaughters people and stuff, no one bats an eye, but yeah. And anyone else in the Cup Series goes down and dominates in the Xfinity Series, which they have this year. I mean, look how many wins Cup guys have gotten in the Xfinity Series. No one says anything, but the second Kyle Busch does anything, it's literally the end of the world as we know it. I just wanted to point that out. I mean, him racing against those guys, it helps them. And I'm not complaining about Brandon Jones. What? Go down there, do your thing, work with the team, work with the sponsors, because you got to make sponsors happy to pay your damn bills and keep racing. I'm okay with this stuff, me personally. So I'm not complaining when I say it, but I think it'll be, again, good weekend. Drew Dollar, Nick Sanchez, Roger Caruth. Yeah. I think that they'll be the big ones just because experience and all that. And they've been there for, forever. And Nick Sanchez and Roger Caruth are just killing it this year, points wise and all that. So teammates, they're both running good. Brandon Jones, I'm putting money on, is going to win. So I'm pretty sure he was in the ARCA race last year too. And he just drove away with it. Which, by the way, when the COVID and they went to Pocono, don't worry. He also drove away with it in the truck series, except when I say drove away with it in the truck series, I mean, we came out of turn one. He already went sideways and totaled his truck. No, he drove away with it. He drove away right through the grass into a wall with it. He did that as well, but he dominated this thing last year. He's going to do it again. Sadly, it takes away a win from. That's why I have less. Yeah, I guess I have less of a problem with the guys going to the truck and the Xfinity cars from the Cubs side. Because, I mean, look how many of them don't win. Like, I mean, Ty Dillon's just there. Ross is in the mix when he does stuff. Yeah, look at the 88 card. They've run Byron Elliott. Look how many of them didn't win. Kyle Larson did. Like, it gives all of them that. I feel really bad when Xfinity guys go down to the ARCA Series because they just seem to they just drive away. Like Brandon Jones did at Charlotte, I believe, earlier. He got the lead and he was just gone. Like, see you later. He dipped out and was like, so I have a problem with it on that standpoint because I think it's less fair to the competition. And those guys
like just walk down to another series and necessarily always run into somebody like Josh Berry that can wheel.
Yeah, but that's my big problem with that he's going to dominate. So it doesn't really teach anyone anything, but it'll be a good race. And I don't give a damn because it's at Pocono and that racing's better than Michigan. No offense. What turn 4? And by the way, we'll get to it, but man, that damn flat tire last year. But I think it'll be good. I don't know. I'm sure you're not even going to waste your time watching it because you have children and baby appointments and idiotic brothers and bunny rabbits.
At this point, the only way I'm not watching the races, actually, I'll be able to probably watch more races when we go to the hospital for the baby. Nothing to do. I'll be able to go take care of plants. I'll do this.
Yeah. That's true. And I want to see what Tony Breidinger and Amber Balkan can do. Obviously, they're on my list too to watch just because I'm intrigued.
Perfect onesie for the hospital. Yeah. Hey, Stuart Haas, hint.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Tony and Amber can do. Though, just see what they do, see how good they both run. They've had some good runs here and there. They've also had some really bad luck, but I want to see what they're going to do on top of, more than anything else, because we know Roger, Nick, Drew Dollar, Daniel Dye, we all know they're going to run good. Brandon Jones is going to dominate the thing. I'd like to see what they do just to see what they do going into it all. But regardless, I'm watching the thing. And Hannah is going with Terry to Terry's, I guess, sister's birthday party, or I don't even know, in Lake Lure. Lake Lure. Guess what, people? It's two separate words. It's not Lake Lure. L-U-R-E. Lake Lure. Lure. Not lure. Anyway, so she's going to be 5.5 hours away, which means for the weekend, because they're leaving tomorrow morning, which means I get to watch all the racing. Which means don't you worry, people. Come Monday morning, way too early, I will not have to catch up on anything. And you guys need to watch out because I will be dangerous. I'll be on a roll. Moving on. The Camping World Truck Series. Again, the CRC Brake Clean 150, Saturday at noon on Fox and MRN Radio. And the results from last year don't surprise me. I mean, John Hunter Nemechek winning, shocker. Kyle Busch second, shocker. Again, which is what I just said. They don't go down there and dominate. I mean, Kyle gets outrun in his own equipment all the time. It's like a lot of people in the ARCA, everyone gets slaughtered. There's still people that can outdrive the Cup guys in the truck and Xfinity Series. But Sheldon Creed third, Tyler Ankrum fourth, Austin Hill fifth, Crafton got a sixth. God knows he needs one of those this year. He's had just so much bad luck. Todd Gilliland seventh, Zane Smith eighth, Priest was ninth. Good on him. Kraus was 10th. Josh Berry was 11th. Carson Ozavar 13th. Then we get to the weird stuff. Ben Rhodes back in 17th. Chandler Smith 25th. Haley was 26th. I might have wrote Con down there in 31st, but that'd be Jennifer Jo Cobb, not Con. Thank you, spelling. Con. And, we had Friesen 33rd, Johnny Sauter 35th, Grant Enfinger 36 out of the 39. And exciting enough to say, I mean, obviously Kyle, I don't think Kyle's not running the race. So you don't have to worry about that. Creed's gone. Austin Hill's gone. That takes some of the heavy hitters right out of there. And you'll like it because Priest is running this weekend in the 17racechoice.com Ford for David Gilliland Racing again. So I know you're going to love that. I like Ryan Priest. By the way, he should be the person that drove the 42. If anyone that it should have been him, not Ty Dillon, because he might have had to switch affiliation with manufacturers, but at least he can actually drive. Put him in anything. He's competitive. Just saying. Not trying to be a dick. And then Todd Bodine, the number 62, unsponsored so far, Toyota, for Chris Larson. I think this is his last. Is this the end to get him to his perfect starts number with 700, 800, whatever does this finish that off? I believe it does. I think this is the last one.
It is.
The Onion will finally hit that number. I can't believe that Camping World isn't sponsoring it. And on there is Marcus Lemonis is the one that put this whole thing together for him.
Now you got me one. I gotta look it up.
What? Marcus Lemonis, what, you put this all together so we could hit that even number? How about you put Camping World on the side of the truck? Come on, you own Camping World. You and Shark Tank work with it. I'm sure there's someone that you could put on the side of that truck. So he doesn't go out there and just blank truck. I think the Onion deserves better than that. There you go, Busch Lighter. Hell, he's the Onion. How about you just go and get Applebee's to sponsor him? Hey, I mean, I love it. I'm a fan. Yeah, I just, why don't we how about you have Applebee's do it?
You're welcome.
You could just sponsor, get them, think about it. Outback Steakhouse, put a big ass bloomin' onion on the truck for the last race for the Onion. Done. Everyone wins. Everyone's happy.
Exactly. Done over.
Finishes in the top 10. Everyone gets free bloomin' onion or some shit on Monday. You know what? You can make it good.
Actually, I think. Oh yeah, well, I don't know if who is it. One of them might not do it because one of them already does it for Kevin.
Oh, that's what's one more race for them?
Well, yeah.
The way Kevin runs, but they were giving away bloomin' onions every 5 seconds. At one point, they're going, Jesus Christ, what is leading again? Let's say it every time he wins. Yeah, well, he won 9 of them. Damn it. There was no getting around it that year. But I'm excited for it. Man, it's been a good run for Todd Bodine. And yeah, I was glad to see Marcus give him the shot to, finish off and get that even. It was either 700 or 800, whatever it was. He was there forever, 600, 700. He deserved to go even. Watch out, he's pulling out. Watch out, he's pulling out the big hitters now. He's got the murder weapon. I wonder if the kids let him throw that at someone. Jesus. But
yep.
Again, John Hunter will be good. Crafton should be up there. Surprised by Zane Smith, but Priest will be running good. I think Hocevar is going to run better this time around.
Watch for him.
Yeah. Ben Rhodes, better than 17th. Chandler Smith, better than 25th. Jennifer Jo Cobb, not really. Stuart Friesen will do better. The end finger back at 30. It was just dumb stuff that happened to them. I think they're going to be much more involved just because of how good Stuart Friesen, Grant Enfinger, Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, Hocevar, all of them have been. I think they're going to be up there racing with our friend John Hunter Nemechek for the lead. Eckes might be up there. I think he'll be in the top 10. I don't think he's going to, blow the doors off anyone and get a win, but I think he'll be up there. Hopefully Crafton's in the top 10 because he needs it because he's just had a rough year in general.
Yeah.
He's been having so much bad luck. I've not seen him this pissed off all the time in a very long time. You know, but you go from being that good to that. You know, it's just, I don't know. I think it's going to be good, though. Be a good race. I just,
Oh, I think I might have the answer right here.
you know, I mean, at least, and here's the good thing. They're starting it at noon, which means pending literal, all stupid breaking loose, they should be able to get it done without having to stop it for anything. Like, you know, we have to start the Xfinity race. You guys can't fit it in 5 hours, in 4 hours.
Right.
To give them their whole pre-show, because heaven forbid, then you're doing something wrong. Like really, 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 really wrong. Easy killer. See, anyone that doesn't watch it, you watch it when you get to see that happy face.
Yes, making 800th career start at Pocono.
Okay, see? So I was right. This is the end of the road. Thought I saw something. See, I thought I read something. Perfect place for it to go down. The beautiful place that I call home. Still want to say you guys are dicks for building up the fountains and everything at the tunnel and making the tunnel look all pretty and with water. Like, you guys are dicks for doing that after I stopped working there. So I never even got to see it in person. Miserable bastards. How rude.
It happens.
Beautiful track, though. Lots and lots of fun memories there. And again, they're starting it at noon on Saturday on Fox. So there will be time, you know, for them to get it, like, barring any, like, rain, because it is Pocono. It loves to rain on Pocono race weekends. Barring that, they should be able to get, they have no excuse to cut it short or not finish it or anything. They don't. And they should be able to get it all in, which means I don't know why they made TV contracts and stuff, but brings me to my biggest problem of the whole entire weekend. And guess what? There could be lots of bad things. I'll be like Chuck at certain racetracks, even if the racing sucks, I'm still going to defend the track because, you know what? That place paid a lot of bills when I was in my teen years in a very short amount of time that it took while I was doing it. So I will always love it. But the Xfinity Series, Explore the Pocono Mountains 225, which again, it's amazing that the ARCA Series gets, you know, 50 more than the Truck Series, and then the Xfinity Series only gets an extra 225 compared to the ARCA Series. I mean, that is amazing. But again, they have to kill. I mean, I don't get why it's at Fridays, but I don't understand why the ARCA race is at 6:30 tonight with when it gets dark. That many miles, like, all it takes is one bad thing happening. One. Just one. And that could be detrimental towards light, because believe it or not, they don't have lights there. Just in case no one knew, which gets me again to the Xfinity race tomorrow at 5 p.m. on USA. Like, all it's going to take is one bad, like, and we've seen a lot of bad things happen coming up, you know, going through the tunnel turn, big old accidents.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all it takes is one of them.
Yeah.
And you're starting that at 5 p.m. All it takes is one. And you're going to be going,
Stupid move.
And they're not going to be able to finish the damn thing. Just like starting the race at 6:30 tonight. Like, that's just so dumb. Like, it doesn't even take one bad thing happening, especially when they do all the race breaks in the ARCA Series. Like, here's the halfway, everyone can go and, you know, do what they have to do, go back out in the same, like, all it takes is one dumb, the way they do it, you know, do the breaks and all that and stop, like, for what, 5 minutes to stop. Like, all it takes is one of those, you know, something else on top of that, and they're not finishing it. Like, I don't know why they would schedule a race on the East Coast at 6:30 p.m. this time of year. I mean, you might have until 8 or so, you know, 8 something, but they don't have lights. So 8 something is kind of dark.
Yeah, for racing.
Yeah, and there's no lights. You know, I mean, look how many people can't drive in streetcars with brake lights and everything in the dark and see that someone's stopping. Like, I just think that's a dumb thing on them. But again, I'm not the people that work for, you know, NBC or Fox or any of them that decided to do the TV schedules for all these races and start last weekend's Cup race and the IndyCar race literally at the same time when they're being covered by the same network. So one gets thrown onto Peacock and the other one, like, so apparently I have a brain because I don't do myself that dirty.
We had this conversation numerous times this year. Text one simple correction.
Takes a brain. Zombies, eat brains, and apparently these guys don't have any brains, so they have nothing to worry about in a zombie apocalypse. But and then this year it's going to be completely, really, shaken up because Cindric's gone. He won last year. Ty Gibbs was second. I know, shocker. I bet he's going to win this year. I'm sure he was very happy running second twice in the same weekend. Sure, that was super. But Allgaier was third. Noah was fourth. AJ was fifth. Hemrick's gone. He finished sixth. Well, he's gone to better equipment, shall I say. Brandon Jones was seventh. Jeb was eighth. Good for Jeb. Always like seeing him have good runs. Josh Berry's ninth. Myatt Snyder, which, God, I hate saying his first name, was 10th. Like, who the hell came up with that one? God. Brandon Brown was 15th. Sam Mayer 18th. Landon Castle 21st. Jeffrey Earnhardt 22nd. Austin Hill came up and ran the race. He finished 25th. Riley Herbst was 35th. And here's a good one. Harrison Burton finished 37th. So, comparatively, if we're going off of his Xfinity run, he has only room to go up in the Cup race. I mean, there's nowhere to go from there, but a lot of people are in this race. You see the list. Cole Custer's in the 07 again. Sammy Smith's driving the 18. Pilot Flying J Toyota for Coy Gibbs. Coy Gibbs is all over the place. Clint Boyer's boy, Santino Ferrucci. We all know he loved Ferrucci during all those iRacing things. How can you have a guy named Ferrucci and not pick him?
Right.
I'm not picking him, but he's in the 26th this weekend. So no, Jeffrey Earnhardt. Damn it. For Sam Hunt, Stenhouse is in the 48. I still think, watch out. When I wrote Gibbs, I meant Ty. I didn't mean his teammates. That's a Ty Gibbs. Yeah, Junior Motorsports, Ty Gibbs, and see what Colin can do, just because they've haven't had as big of a impressive thing, but they always used to pretty much bring, consider Pocono a road course. I mean, they always ran the road course stuff there because all the shifting and all, like, everything's different. So I think Colleague will do good there just because of the type of track it is. And Mad Dog agrees. Just look at him. He agrees with me.
Definitely.
Looking all happy. But yeah, Junior Motorsports has just been on too good of a roll. And Ty Gibbs, obviously, finishing second twice. He figured it out. And now, again, Cindric's gone. So he doesn't have to worry about him. I just want to see what happens to Noah, really. I thought it was great last week, and when Hemrick was just like, no, going into 3 and 4 at the end of the look at him pulling the whole thing, taking
trying to do it without
causing
shocking
chaos,
the world,
shock and awe. But I think it'll be a good race. Again, though, you have to beat Junior Motorsports for me to believe that anyone can consistently beat Junior Motorsports, except for Ty. But Ty will wreck his own teammate to get a win. We've all seen that. He'll body slam his own teammate to get a win. He doesn't care. You want to know why? Because his grandfather owns the team. So, well, what are you going to do? Walk up and punch him in the face? You're going to start an international incident. You're going to start an international incident in that family. I'd punch him right in the mouth. Drivers don't forget. Oh, I would have walked up and punched him right, like Sam Mayer. Sorry, Ty, but you deserve to just stand there, just cover your nuts, and take like 5 shots to the face like you gave him while you're wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
I'm going to take your helmet off and beating you to death with it. That's either terrorists or the bunny rabbits are alive.
Second one.
They are alive. That gets us the smile on his face for his rabbits. See, he can smile. Gets us to the Cup Series, the M&M's Fan Appreciation 400, Sunday, 3 p.m. on USA and MRN Radio. And might I add, Larson had it until a flat tire in turn 3 on the last lap last year. Like, he drove away with it until that happened. One flat tire on the last lap, and look what happened. Suddenly, the legend of Bowman continued, where he just backed his way into a win. For some reason, Denny's okay when he backs himself into wins, which is why Denny's a dick. And I want to know how happy Kyle Busch is right now, knowing that they still can't get him anything, and M&M's is out and leaving him, but they're sponsoring the race. I'm sure that had to make him, I'm sure he's going to be really happy driving the M&M's Toyota Camry this weekend when they're dipping out on him, which is why he doesn't have a sponsor. Yeah, like it has to. He's probably has all those warm and fuzzies going. But he's
Mhm.
in full Kyle Busch mode. But last year he finished second to Bowman. William Byron was third. Denny was fourth. He used to dominate it when he first got there. Hopefully, yeah, that trend doesn't start again. Blaney was fifth. Kurt Busch sixth. Logano seventh. Harvick got an eighth. Larson went from leading by a mile to ninth just on that flat tire, but he still got a top 10. And Brad got a 10th. Again, Bubba was 14th. I think he'll be better than that. I think, Kurt going there has made the cars better. Yeah, no offense
Oh,
to
yeah.
Bubba, but there's a reason Kurt's still running that good at 43. However old he is, he might know a thing or two about, a thing or two. So I think it'll be a good day for both of them. Brandon Jones, Eric Jones is 22nd. I think he'll do better.
Is he
And
42 or 40?
Hmm?
Sorry, carry on.
Eric Jones is 43.
No, you got me thinking about Kurt
Oh.
Busch's age.
He's 43. I do believe. But Matty D finished 32nd, first car, one lap down. So Harrison, you got a lot to shoot for. I'm allowed to look at you when you walk in. You, God, yeah.
Yeah, Harrison Burton has nothing else. If he can't get that, well,
Yeah. Ross finished 33rd. He'll do better. And Newman finished 37th of the 38th. I love when I get the stank eye. Not my fault the guy came and rang the doorbell. Don't give me the stank eye because sheesh. But yeah, Brad, he doesn't have to shoot too much to do better, finish better than Newman did last year in that car. 37th. If you can't beat that, for the love of God, stop driving.
exactly.
Just walk away. But again, you got to watch out. Trackhouse guys will do better. Gibbs cars are always up there. Hendrick has been on a roll, 23-11 again. Kurt's done good for the team. Everyone can hate on me as much as I want. I'm giving Bubba credit. Like when he only worries about driving, he can drive. It's just
Since we're on a topic of the Cup Series, I mean, people running good and not running good. And we were also talking about an Xfinity Series, Junior Motorsports doing really, really good. Do you think this is a real opportunity next year to see an ECR situation?
I mean, not next year, maybe the year after. Let Junior, get everything properly done, the funding and all that, together. And then
I don't know. Do you think he should?
I mean, they want to go to the Cup Series. I mean, I don't know how else they'd be able to, because I don't see any of the teams that are there right now going anywhere. So they'd have to team up with somebody that already has charters, and they already had the engine shop and all that they used to do together before. Well, I mean, I think they still actually do the engines together.
He'd almost have to go that route though, because of Chevy.
Yeah, like it's the only way they could do it. Again, because they have all the charters and all that. Like no one, I can't think of one team that would be like, see you later, bye. Like no one's going anywhere. So I think it would be, I just don't know how they do the charters. Really, I just think they should give everyone a damn, we just guarantee everyone into the damn thing. Like it's not like we ever have cup races where we really have to send anyone home. Like everyone's already in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the 43 car fields that we used to run in our childhoods. Some of these races are down to 36. Like just let everyone, give everyone charters. Why? Because then the little guys that don't.
I think the biggest field I've ever seen was 46.
Yeah, we'll still come, if they give all the teams one, then, or let everyone be in there. We won't have races where we're at like 40 cars and somewhere we're at like 36 cars. Why? Because little teams aren't going to try to waste the resources just to go to a track when they know they aren't going to make it. Like just give everyone one so everyone's in the same, bracket technically. And I think that'd be better.
Well, I mean,
for all of them.
Definitely open it up for more non-charter teams to run, because
make it easier.
If a guy like me was to start a smaller team, I don't want to run at road courses because I don't want to pay for the car repairs for that kind of track. And honestly, unless I was driving it, and even then, I don't know that I'd want to run at a super speedway, except for Michigan. Me personally, if I was driving it, I would go run in Michigan once, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's a motor speedway.
In Atlanta, yeah, I'd probably hit. Well, it's not old Atlanta no more, but I'd still try it once.
Atlanta, we were all proud of it after the first time on the new setup. And then, guess what? I came back on and said, "What, can we go back to the old Atlanta?" You had your moment at the first race, and this race, most recent one last weekend, sucked. So
Shout Motorsports, there's an opportunity for you.
then I got to watch Tony Senior's, Tony Erie Senior's thing on Junior's podcast, talking about all kinds of stuff they've never heard, from like DEI days and stuff. DEI's demise. And never heard before Teresa's story, so I could just imagine. All right, there's a reason that all ended. Junior left, but there's a reason that all collapsed real quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Wasn't June.
But yeah, I think that would make sense. I think that would be a good announcement for next year. They'll wait until then, figure out the bells and whistles, and that way it would help Childress. They'd be able to promote one of Junior's guys from the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
To go
And
and
it wouldn't be completely screwed just promoting two grandsons that will.
Yeah.
I'll be when Freddie leaves.
Hey,
they're gonna be in trouble.
Austin, though, at least he can show he actually knows how to drive a car.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
He's not, but he's not losing Bass Pro Shop.
Well, I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying sponsor wise, he can pull some, but I don't think either him or his brother can pull in the sponsorship money as somebody like Tyler Reddick or Noah Gregson or.
I don't know about Noah, right? He's gone.
Well, not as much as him this year, as much as he has been before. But
again, he has Bass Pro Shop.
Barry, you got guys like that running for Junior. I can promise you those guys can bring more sponsorship money.
I don't think Algar's ever leaving the Xfinity Series, though.
He likes it down there.
Yeah, because he still gets to do that, and then he's home on Sunday to go. When his daughter has softball games or any, he still has family day on the weekend. It's not just it gives him time to actually have a life. Yeah, which I completely appreciate. Barry or Mayor, move Barry up. There you go, problem solved. But if they put them together, it would make it easier for them to find sponsors and all that to bring thumbs up, to bring sponsors and drivers and all of that up as Tyler leaves. Putting them together would make sense and help that whole situation after they were thrown under the bus by. There's one guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him before, but he's kind of a dick. I'm sorry, that was done dirty. How early they announced that? That literally.
Yeah.
Now if they're trying to renegotiate with sponsors or anything, well, he's out the door. So, I think it was just, again, he did him dirty. I'm just going to leave it at that because he is a terrible human being.
I'll be honest. I look at it from this point of view. I don't particularly care for either one of them, Austin or Ty. But I will say this. I don't have as many problems with Richard Childress as I do those two. The only problem I truly do have with Richard Childress is the fact that he put Austin Dillon in a car with a number of 3. That's the only problem I really have with him. But in his defense, if I was Richard Childress, I'd be debating talking to a lawyer on that. Because that really does put him in a spot where he's like, I can't
do anything.
Bargain now because I have to literally wait a year at least before I can even get a talent pick. He's not gonna be able to sign somebody the end of this season to not run next year, run the following season. That's not gonna happen. So now he can't even. There's a lot to that business wise. If I was Richard Childress, I'd be like, and I wouldn't go after Tyler Reddick either.
You still signed the contract.
Yes, but that's not the person I'd be most going after.
You still signed it. Can't do anything. Can't do anything to the other party.
Because Tyler Reddick doing that's no different than the guys that are getting told right now, hey, you know what? If they're offering for you to go to the Live tournament, go golf there. Or a lot of people get told that because it should be the opportunity.
Yeah, well,
but
he could have waited, not shafted.
Not doing it dirty.
Yeah, doing it.
Saudi guys ain't doing it dirty. They're saying, hey, here's an offer. Do your thing. When you decide, let us know.
Yeah. Again, I just don't like the timing of it all.
I'm not saying the Saudis don't have their faults, but that's a politics side of this conversation. We ain't gonna go there. But I will say this: even with their faults, they do good in other things. Look at them in the racing industry. The Saudis are not what everybody puts them out to be. They do have some good people there, and they do like making money.
Well,
hence the reason why they started the golf tour. Hence the reason why they've gotten involved with all this formula racing.
Everyone loves money. now we're dragging this thing on forever. But SRX season finale, we get to see, you guys can't read that, but I can. But out of all we got, let's see, Matt Kenseth, Chase Elliott, Dave Blaney, Ryan Blaney, Tony Stewart, Michael Walter, Bobby Labonte, Ryan Newman, and Greg Biffle. In case anyone wondered how many Cup guys are in the race, that's 9 out of the 10, 11, 12, 13 people. 9 of 13 are all, yeah. Good luck with that one. I hate to, sucks to be y'all. And we get to see who wins the championship. And Marco Andretti's in first right now with an 8-point lead over Newman and a 13-point lead over Tony. But Tony's also undefeated in SRX on the dirt. He's 3 for 3. And him and Newman are going to be close to each other, which is why it's going to come down to this one. I mean, but I think Tony set himself up perfectly for, to have the 2 dirt races at the end. I think he set himself up perfectly for that one.
Oh, Newman's doing pretty good.
Well, I know, but we all thought he was. But Tony, how do you win that championship last year? Went out there and just killed it in the dirt races while everyone else was trying to, figure out like their ass from a hole in the wall. And he did that. But I think it's going to be great racing, good way to end it. And I don't care about the points or anything. I just want to see Blaney versus Blaney. See who wins that one. Thank God Sharon is so close to Pocono. So again, they get to have it happen. And Blaney gets to go have some fun Saturday night. All right. Saturday before Sunday, which I still don't get why the race at 3 p.m. Like that just takes one bit of stupid. In fact, if it wouldn't take the screen away, I'd look up the weather now just to see how miserable it's going to be. Because
Pocono?
Yeah. It's Pocono. It's gonna rain. Like historically, no matter when you put the damn thing, it's gonna rain. But yeah, that's all I got on that. I just hope it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be good racing, but we'll see who can, break down that point barrier if Marco can hold on to it. Because Marco was still second last weekend on the dirt. So I mean, he could still hold on to it. And someone could finally beat the man known as Smoke. Ooh, that was delicious.
You good?
Oh yeah, that tasted. Mm-hmm. Let's see. So, hey, look at that. We're clear until Monday in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Hey-o. We can actually get a whole weekend in. USA. But that's all I got for that. It was a good one. Went a little, longer than expected. But again, there's a lot to cover. All the races from earlier and so much stupid. And before we go, though, I mean, as everyone, knows my feelings, I do want to see, again, like I said, what the Haas guys can do in F1 because them doing better. Just having another team that can actually at least be semi-competitive is good for them. See what the McLarens can do. I'm tired of all the talk about Ricardo needing to go, and it's his fault that they suck, even though he has outrun Lando like 3 times this year. So I don't, understand any of that. Maybe I just like Daniel Ricciardo, or I miss him winning races for Red Bull and then drinking the champagne out of his driving shoe, which just sounds gross as can be. But he's trying to feed it to other people. Make that finish on the podium. Like, no, I'm good, man. I'm not drinking your foot. But no, let's see how they do. My favorite week of the year. So that's all. Like, I mean, it's home. It'll always be home. Just like he will always be a dick. For those of you without, capabilities of seeing what I'm pointing at, he's in a purple fire suit with FedEx across his chest. Like he drives for Joe Gibbs. Part owner of 2311. I don't need to give you any more hints. Let's just say I don't like him. And he's done several things throughout the years that have, proven why I question his, humanity and why I don't think he has respect for anyone, which is why, it's all about Denny. Denny seems quite narcissistic. Someone's dying on the front straightaway and you're doing burnouts 20 feet away like nothing's happening, which is why everyone respected Junior, because he won it after Dylan ties, Austin's car blew into, like, engine came out, everything. And he told everyone to shut up, even in victory lane, until they got him out of the car and he knew he was okay. Then they'd celebrate. And that's called why people respect you. Not I'm just going to do burnouts and if he's down there possibly like just on fire upside down, like, okay, well, I'm sorry. You get respect when you earn respect, Denny. And how big of a dick you've been and how many douche canoe things you've done to enough people. then you cry about it. At least Jeff, at least Gordon grew out of that phase. And, he appreciated that. Well, sometimes I'm just a dick and I deserve it. He grew out of crying about it all the time. Sadly, and he never will. Because he is a garbage human being. And if you ever get this out to him, I will tell him it to his face. See, thumbs up. Hey, Walter's throwing up thumbs up. Or he's not doing it, which make it even weirder that every time I say Denny's,
thumbs up.
The corner of your screen, there's a thumbs up that just popped up. See, some power that be is listening. Denny's a dick. Thumbs up in the corner. Yay, and the crowd goes wild. See, everyone understands it.
Thumbs up.
Well, thumbs up has popped up twice in your corner. Right? How do you know you're doing a good job? Well, at least I'm entertaining whoever is listening to you on your end. Whoever is listening to us, well, they're putting a thumbs up. They're putting a thumbs up in the top left corner as I'm looking at it of your screen. So whoever's powers that be that are listening to you on your end, even a 2 thumbs. What? I got 2 thumbs up. Thank you. Whoever you are, I appreciate it. My homie, my dude. But that's where I'm going to leave it. I'll probably come back and, over the weekend, do some, shorts, depending on what happens in some of these races. And I still don't know. I know how I feel about the Chicago street course thing. I just want to give it more thought before I go and just, because they have run in Chicago before. They did way back a million years ago, and Chicagoland, well, there's a reason that they don't run there anymore. There's a reason.
Yeah. I
just don't like them taking away Road America after everything Road America has done for the sport for that.
Well, my thing is
so I just find it garbage, and I'll talk about it more this weekend because she's going to be gone. So I'll have a whole weekend to stop and actually think.
I'm just going to say that in the past few months, we've realized that there's certain types of cities in our country that certain types of sports just obviously don't belong in. And I feel safe in saying a large metropolitan area in the state of Illinois is definitely one of those locations that any sort of racing environment is not welcome in, because clearly they can't keep their people in check.
Yeah. And before I go, shout out to Napa, has to make, for extending with Chase Elliott and Hendrick Motorsports, has to make Kyle feel really good that all these teams are getting all these extensions and new stuff. And Joe Gibbs Racing allegedly can't find a sponsor for him. The guys won lots of races and championships. If some of these people are getting for the love of God, if there's some teams that don't do anything that are getting sponsors,
if Autovex and Federated Parts didn't step on with him, I understand why. Because they actually sponsor series too.
Yes, but still, if these people can get if the little teams can get new sponsors, I have a hard time believing that Gibbs can't get a fish to bite. I just have a very. Here's a good one. Oh no, Monster's already on. See, you can't do that. They still got Kurt. Never mind. But they have him in the Xfinity Series. I mean, so just put Kyle under that again. Well, here's one, Kyle. Sponsor yourself with Rowdy energy drink. Sponsor yourself. Lose money. It's cool. Look, hey, you can't be losing that much money. Look how many years Haas sponsored his own car in the Cup Series when they were doing nothing, and they stuck around. But. Yeah, also quick. We have to be quick, but the E Series, I'm just gonna say, they're making it 1,000 horsepower. As compared to a normal Cup car, it's 670. So they could try to make it, as fast as the Cup car. I'm pretty sure if that extra 330 horsepower with that electric motor, horsepower is horsepower regardless. That should be fast enough. And they want to, please don't use an SUV style body to make it differentiate. But it's all electric. It'll be unique and stand out. We don't want to see NASCAR running around SUVs. It's like the Ford Mustang station wagon. Whoever came up with that idea shouldn't be called a Mustang. Why? Because it's not. Because it's not. Because it's not a Mustang. And them saying that they're going to get some kind of.
They just called it an E-Stang.
Something to put on it. To make it a sound is, to make some kind of car sound is, all but soundless. I don't know about anyone else, but I've seen Formula E races. You can tell me that it's all that the car is pretty much soundless. Listen to those motors hum. What the what? Yeah. Don't give me none of that. There's cars don't make any sound. Right. I've heard high horsepowered electric motors, and they are far from soundless. They're far from I'm gonna mute the TV. Turn it way down. Why? That is just nope. So
Fair statement. Unless you like RC cars. Otherwise, you'll probably want to turn it down.
well, we can figure out, we'll talk about that, next week as it was really just released.
Yeah, we just need to get more details. That was,
it was released.
The email I got was correct this morning.
And they didn't release anything like at all until like officially anything until like 17 hours ago. So I mean, it was, in the last 24 hours, not even. So, more will come out. We'll be able to read on it more. But I figured we'd touch on it for 3 minutes just to get it in there, as we both wrote stuff down. So, yeah. So
all right.
I'll be back for shorts because, again, Chicago thing's going to hurt my head. I'm sure Ty Dillon's going to say something dumb like I'm still going to win races and championship in the Cup Series. I'm sure something will come out of someone's mouth that makes me go,
I'm sure.
all right, he said that. And I just handed looking at me, going, what? Oh, Jesse? He's gonna win who? How about you finish in the top like 30? Every once in a while, get some top 20s. Then we'll worry about, top 15s and top 10s and championships, down the road. But let's actually run decent first. You must walk before you run. Damn. But I'll be back again for that. He'll be back probably next Friday. Better be. Not sooner. Who knows? But lots of racing. We only told you start like there's still going to be stuff.
Unless I'm at the hospital.
Then you're just stuck with me, but it'll be quicker because there won't be any sidebar conversations and ramblings from either of us. Because, but I'll be back. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the racing. Again, I don't know what else is going to be televised. Like that's just a list that we have. Stuff randomly pops up on my DVR all the time that they don't say is going to be on TV, and there it is. So make no promises.
There's a Pintys race this weekend.
Yeah, but if it's on TV, I'm saying if it shows up on TV though, like.
Oh yes, correct. I agree.
Yeah, who knows? But a lot of people are off, so it'll be a big one next weekend. So please watch the racing at Pocono.
NHRA.
I say watch it all.
Yep.
It's Pocono. Watch it for me to make me feel better. SRX, watch that. That'll be good. F1 race in France. No offense to IndyCar and Iowa. Not really, super stoked about it. It's on Saturday, which is weird, but I'll be back. So enjoy your weekend. Please watch the racing. Don't forget to like, share, comment, repeat, rate the show, follow on the things, do all of that to help it out. Doesn't take much to share it out. Like and comment on the videos, rate it, do all of that. And until we meet again, peace.
Peace.